Bye. Welcome, everybody, to our discussion of Speak No Evil. Patrick sadly won't be here today, but we got Jen and we got Mary, and we're going to be discussing a good movie. So, Jen, Mary, how are you guys doing?
Doing better. I wasn't feeling well myself earlier, but I feel a lot better. Jen looks like she's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so initial
bit of a lag, sorry.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a lag. We'll work through it. What are our initial thoughts on this? What did just for the audience here of one person, what did you think of this one?
I absolutely love this movie. This is one of my darling horror movies. I like it because it's nihilistic and bleak. And I've heard some people say that it's too mean-spirited, but that's kind of the point of the movie, because what these characters are confronting is politeness. You know, the fear of being seen as rude is worse than being a good parent or fighting for your partner or fighting for your own personal beliefs. And it's about middle class conformity. And that's something like, this is a Danish production, but I think that's something a lot of us can relate to. I thought it was a brilliant film. I love this director. I think he's brilliant.
Mary, how about you?
It was super creepy. I wasn't expecting the ending either, because a long time ago I'd watched the other one.
Oh yeah,
last year I watched the other one, and then this one it was hard to find it, but yeah, I finally found it. I didn't have Shudder or I forget what else was it on. Was it on AMC or something? This movie?
Not sure.
I couldn't find it. It was hard to find. And then out of all the movies I have, I didn't have it. So I was like, come on. But yeah, what a difference between the two. They're definitely different. Yeah, I like them both in different ways. I wanted to rewatch the one with James McAvoy right after that one, but then I couldn't find that one now. I'm like, forget it.
Yeah, the two versions are quite a bit different. I think the original works better for me, but I did sort of enjoy the American remake. If you don't compare it, had I never seen the original, like it would have been, it was a decent fun time, you know. Acting was good, and I like the sort of third act siege like scene at the end where they're like trying to get inside. And I like that the kid is the one that ends up, spoiler alert, ending McAvoy's term of service here on Earth. That was nice.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to. I didn't mean to cut you off, Ben. But I think that's a good way to look at it. If you look at the McAvoy's version as just its own creature and not compare it at all to that one, it's not a terrible movie. What pissed me off, though, is that we really dumbed it down. If you're comparing it to the original, I felt like it was really dumbed down. Or is that just pretentious, Jen?
No, it wasn't like, even though they hit a lot of the same beats, like the tension wasn't quite as good as the original somehow. I'm not sure exactly why.
I agree.
Yeah, I felt the tension in the Danish one, yes. Where I was more like, I don't know, you could feel the chase and that they were going to get away. This one, you knew. It's like, oh, this guy's just giving up. No way.
Yeah, it was pretty I think it like made a lot of people like kind of upset, you know. But I
anxious.
think that was all right. Well, let's jump into it. Yeah, so we meet the two couples on vacation in Italy, and yeah, we're introduced to them sort of. I don't know. This is the same as the American version, but
just to borrow a chair, right?
Yeah, that's the initial thing was to borrow like one of the chairs, and then he thanks him, and you can see like the Bjorn you know, like they're having dinner
Mhm.
with people talking about their cooking lessons. He's like, oh, I don't want to meet with them again, talking about their cooking lessons. But he's just sort of like, you know, giving up. He's just like, okay, I'm going to do whatever. Um, and yeah, he's not necessarily having a great time. Um, but you know, the guy makes Patrick is the guy, right? Patrick. I'm trying. I
I
think I
can't
got the,
remember their names because I had a stream and it was
Yeah.
got a little loading going on. But I
I
did
think,
have some. I did when they were speaking their language. I had some closed captioning, so I was okay.
it was Louise and Bjorn and Karen and Patrick and Abel,
Okay,
Mhm.
Agnes,
Agnes.
and
And
Ninus,
Agnes. Yeah.
and Ninus as the bunny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Totally would leave your kids with him.
Yeah, the and
Yeah,
we're
what?
introduced to the bunny and this idea of the dad sort of like going out of his way to try to like please his daughter, you know, to get this bunny back. Um, and then he
Mhm.
basically, she loses Ninus, and they're sort of backtracking their whole, he's sort of like going back through all their previous locations, and he finally finds it. And Patrick is there, you know, and they're chatting him up and stuff. And he like says, hey man, you went back for the bunny, respect, you know, that's that's heroic, you know.
Yeah.
Sort of plants the seed in his mind of like, yeah, you know,
Mhm.
this is the thing that I should be doing, which comes back later in a kind of bite him in the ass a little bit. But
Yeah.
yeah. What did you guys think, like, upon meeting Patrick and co? Patrick in the house, by the way. I've cheatable view.
Hey. Okay.
Hey Patrick. For our movie Patrick, you find him to be, you know, he's given you a master class in love bombing and manipulation. He can read people really well. If you watch this movie as many times as I have, he's kind of learning what kind of people he's looking for. And this guy is definitely the guy he wants because he's unhappy with his life. He has no reason to be unhappy in his life, but he's unhappy in his life. And he kind of wants to be this guy because this guy is boisterous and loud and kind of fun and a little bit different. And, you know, he sees himself as just kind of boring and unhappy in a middle class life, kind of a middle class prison. And so, like, when they meet and he goes, oh, I think that's really heroic what you did for your daughter and the rabbit and stuff. You can see that he kind of lifts up his shoulders. Is like, oh yeah, and we're gonna be dude bro best friends, and that's gonna cause a lot of trouble.
He did,
but
puff
very
him up.
charming,
He puffed his
but very
feathers.
cunning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very much.
I think-
I'm sorry if I'm talking too much.
No, you're good. I think love bombing is a pretty good way of describing it in this case. Usually you think of that in terms of like romantic, you know, entanglements, but this was sort of like more of a you know, a friend love bombing situation that was happening. And they basically
he needed that friend too. That's the thing. That's what sucks.
Yes,
Like he
did.
needed a
That's a
guy
good point.
friend, and then what's he run into? That sucks for him. He thought he found a buddy. And he's got a
It
nice
really
house.
stroked his masculine ego. It really did.
Yeah.
Marty in the house. How's it going, Marty?
Hello.
Yeah. And they basically go back home, and we see them in their happy little life there in the suburbs or whatever.
Talking to their other friends, right?
Yeah, having dinner with people that they don't necessarily like, and making like the stupidest little small talk. And they get a postcard that I think it was like a photo of the two families or whatever, and an invitation to go out and meet them at their home. And you can see Bjorn's wheels are spinning. He's like, "Oh, that's so nice of them." Like, you know, and you can see him like, "Oh, we should do this." And you can see Louise is a little more hesitant. Whole thing, yeah, very apprehensive. But yeah, they and then they're at dinner and talking about it, and there's like, "Hey, what's the worst that could happen?" You know, and I guess we find out.
the worst.
Yeah.
But
Shall
who does
find
this?
out.
Like, seriously, who does this? Like if you just met someone, even if they seem cool, like I'm not a people person, so I'm the worst person for this, but I wouldn't go to somebody who would.
Maybe it's a European thing. We just don't understand being, whatever, Americans, you know?
No, Marty said he wouldn't either.
Okay. Well, there you go. No, I agree. It's weird. I could see like meeting someone and going to visit them, but not like, I don't know that I would stay in their home or
I'm
whatever.
gonna spend the night. Yeah.
I would get
No.
like an Airbnb maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they decide to go anyway when they realize that it's only an 8-hour drive and they can do it, no problem. And yeah, they arrive at this at the house. What did you guys think of their sort of like arrival time here? They present a gift. I didn't notice. I think this is only the second time I've seen this. It might have been the third, but I didn't notice till this time that they bring like a gift of cups from, with a little mermaid on them, and give them, as like a gift, like, hey. And later on, when Abel is doing his what was his name? The kid's name? Was it Abel? No.
Maybe. Yeah, I think it was.
Abel. Who was Abel?
Okay,
Yeah.
what was it? When he's doing his little dance, he throws the
Abel.
cup, breaks it. It was like the gift that they brought him, so it was like a double whammy.
Oh.
But yeah, we show up and right off the bat, folks are very, very polite, very like on the surface, very like friendly. But then there's like this weird little
Something strange there.
sort of like sub context thing happening where we established that Louise is a vegetarian and he's cooking wild boar and he makes her like eat this piece of meat, and because they don't want to be impolite or whatever, she like right off the bat compromises her whole identity. Right.
Really, no thank you.
Principles.
Really. Yeah. No
Yeah,
thanks. I said I'm a
principles.
vegetarian and I meant that. No. It's not how you treat a
Yeah.
guest.
But I guess it is hard in a social situation to insult somebody. You don't want to but that's like kind of the whole point. But at the same time, you don't want to sacrifice your principles. Being someone who is a vegetarian, I'd be like, absolutely no disrespect, but I can't eat this. That's just, I've been in situations like that. And I always say, look, no disrespect. It's nothing. It's just my own personal things.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think if I'm not a vegetarian, but if there was someone serving like some bullshit that I absolutely did not want to eat, I would politely say, fuck right off, please. Thanks, but no thanks.
No, thank you. All full.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a big lunch.
Yeah, Marty's saying, like, I sure as shit wouldn't go to a stranger's house, and if I was to go, the sure as shit better have Wi-Fi and stuff.
Wi-Fi. Got that. Gotta have that Charmin cha-cha-cha.
And they better not use it while I'm taking a shower either.
Oh my God. I forget.
Oh yeah.
No, that's Colgate. They got the Colgate going.
So we meet them.
Yeah. That's a European thing, I think. Like, I don't know, because they share bathrooms a lot of times, but still, she's in the shower, and the husband from the other guy, Patrick, his name Patrick, he's brushing his teeth while she's showering. So yeah, that's like settling in.
That's definitely not like a European thing, because like she says like that's, you crossed a boundary, like she's definitely uncomfortable with it. It's not like they're just all nilly doing shit like that all the time. But yeah, we're introduced to them. Things are starting out kind of on the surface. Okay, everyone's like super happy and everything and polite, but we're starting to sense a little undercurrent of some stuff happening.
Did she tell her kid not to chew with her mouth open or something? Not the
Well,
mother, but the other lady, or was that the other movie?
That's like way later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like That's later after they go out to dinner. So this is all only happening over the course of a weekend too. It's just a couple
It
days.
just seems like a week long worth of stuff. So chock
Shows you
full
how
into
quickly
that.
everything escalates.
Yeah, went quick.
But the
My stomach.
as they come, as they like show up and everything, that first night, Abel sort of like opens his mouth and shows him his tongue or whatever. So as we know, Abel has a birth defect where he was born, with a tongue. And I think they also really did a good job with sound design in this movie. There's like, even though like nothing is super foreboding about that per se, it just feels like weird, tense, and off. And there's like weird. I think the soundtrack sort of helped with that as well throughout this thing.
Most definitely.
Yeah, Marty's saying that's not a European thing. That's sex offender.
And you hear things, even if you don't see things. And sometimes that can be just as more effective.
You could be French. Hmm? Scusi.
But yeah, so we're already like Abel is a little weird, in the sense, he can't like express himself, and he's like he doesn't seem altogether socially like together. We obviously know why, but later. But how did you guys feel? I like stories like this where people they're in a situation, but they don't want to like. This is like not the first time I've seen this storyline where people are in a situation they don't want to offend anyone, so they just sort of keep going, and then before you know it, things are out of control. But I think this one maybe is the sort of takes it to the most extreme point that I've seen of this type of story. You know what I mean? What did you guys think about this sort of transition between them starting to be uncomfortable and like, how did you guys feel about that transition when they first arrive? Everything's good, and slowly
would have
things
been
are
gone. Would have been in the car. Skill.
maybe, but
For me, warning bells would be ringing. Warning bells, but I wouldn't be in this situation. But if I was, I would be like, no. And the kid thing, like just as a parent, it's a very well practiced. You can kind of tell that they've had to tell people about their son, but it just doesn't feel right. And also, like they also try to explain that he might be intellectually a little delayed, but the kid doesn't. He seems different, but he doesn't seem delayed. He just seems scared. And a parent, I think, would kind of pick up on that. You can see there's this really just kind of shell shocked, but also very scared from the kid, and it's good acting on the kid's part, and he's trying to tell him something, but he can't because he has no tongue.
Yeah. And there's
no pens though. There's no paper laying about. No paper. If he can write, can he write? He can write.
I mean, they sort of implied that he was like not quite as developed as he should be for his age or whatever. But yeah, we basically like we first get there, and the daughter, they see they made a little bed for her on the floor, and she's clearly not happy about it, and the mom is like
like she's an animal or something.
Yeah, mom's like saying, her mom's saying like, no, it's okay, we'll figure it out, don't like rock the boat or whatever. And so, yeah, the daughter ends up like sleeping in the bed with the parents, but I guess that's, I don't know, not a big deal. And then the next day they go out on an outing, and there's like a slide, and the daughter wants to go down the slide, and Abel is sitting at the bottom and sort of unresponsive when Louise asks him to move. And so she asked Patrick, hey, can you like maybe get Patrick to move a little, because Agnes really wants to try this amazing slide. And this is the first time that things really get pretty uncomfortable. It's Patrick's sort of way he solves this problem is he sort of yanks him up and he like yanks him over and makes him sort of apologize. And then he plays it off like, no, it's, you know, it's fine. But this is like the first sort of like big red flag going up. What do you guys think of that scene, Jen?
Yeah. All right. And
no, go on, Jen.
Sorry, it's the stupid lag. I apologize. What I was saying with the whole thing, like as a parent, you see that, and there is a social taboo. You do not want to tell someone how to parent their kid, but at the same time, I'd probably get me and Marty killed because I'd be like, "Hey, don't talk to him that way. You know, it's no big deal. It's fine. You know, you just got to speak to him the way." I would be a little pissed, and I'd be like, "Okay, we got to get out of here." The thing with the kid would just really set my sensors off because he does it. I mean, the way he grabs his arm just kind of makes the back of your hairs just go up as it go off.
Yeah.
So
it was like very rough, and you could see how like just easy he went into that mode, right?
Yeah, he snapped like a twig real fast.
Yeah.
Abel really wasn't doing anything that bad, you know.
No.
To warrant like that kind of level of anger, but Agnes gets to try her slide, and it's amazing for her. I think the I'm trying to remember what happens. What the sort of next thing is. I think
do they go out to eat and then they bring that dude over to the house instead to babysit? Is that next?
Yeah, I think so. So they basically Patrick says, "Hey, you know, we're gonna go out
to dinner."
Auburn type of situation, and it's gonna be amazing and everything. And they're like, "Oh, great!" And they don't realize it because Patrick doesn't say anything, but it's just the adults only, and they bring in some random dude to like watch the kids.
They bring in Harpo,
and you can see that they're like clearly not super comfortable with it, but still continue to sort of be to like, okay, I guess that's okay. But you can see that they're not super comfortable. They don't know this dude or anything. What do you guys think of that sort of?
No, and the guy doesn't speak English.
Yeah, that's a problem.
The guy doesn't
right?
even speak English, and you don't leave. Yeah, because communication, just for, you know, nothing against that, but there's a big problem with that. Not to mention, you just don't. I was raised, my mother didn't leave me with anybody, and I was kind of the same way with my kids. I didn't trust anyone with my kids, so that'd be a big no. And I got really pissed at these parents because it's one thing to do it to yourselves, it's another thing to do it to your kids. I would have never left my kid with this complete stranger. Never. That's like that's how I grew up. My mother didn't let me go with anybody. So
yeah, it's I mean, it's pretty weird.
Even family.
He did speak the international language of magic, but still that's hard to communicate all the stuff you need to communicate. But they sort of say, okay, well,
would you guys let your kids? Would you guys let a stranger?
Not that. Not that person thing.
I don't have kids. But I don't believe that I would feel comfortable in that situation. And I would probably say like,
no, I wouldn't either.
No, let's just bring the kids, you know, like.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Yeah, we could sit them at a little kids table or some shit if you want to have like
right,
more.
But they had to take them to the German house, right? It seemed like they were Nazis or something in there. They were creepy in the restaurant.
I mean, they seem just like regular restaurateurs.
No, that cook was creepy.
What was creepy about him?
I don't know. He looked creepy. He's a bald guy and looked like he's gonna serve them up for dinner.
Just a vibe you got?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Mary's red flags went up.
To me, what was uncomfortable was the overt sexuality. I'm not opposed to, but it was a little much, you know.
Yeah, she's like, you know, in the bed.
You don't know these
crying
people
for her
from
mom,
Adam,
and you
yeah.
wake up in the bed with them, and he's naked next to you. That's right
Well,
around now, right?
that's like after the restaurant.
Yeah, it's like creepy. That's creepy too. Like what?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
after,
no, I was talking about in the restaurant.
yeah,
Oh, the restaurant.
I agree. Yeah, I think
That's actually what I was talking about.
the thing that's like problematic about the restaurant is, first off, yeah, it's a public display of affection that may be a little too extreme for that public space, but also the fact they don't like pick up on how uncomfortable they're making the couple, and it's just the two couples in this restaurant. There's no other patrons or whatever. But they see him dancing and they're like, oh yeah, come on, let's go dance. Bjorn likes, like, come on, let's, we're when in Rome, be Romans or whatever. So they go and dance, and you could just see, like, after a while they're just sort of like standing there, like, don't really know what to do. And they're just like, it's so uncomfortable and weird.
Really?
It is. Which makes it even more lamer.
Yeah, I think in the American version, they're even more overt about it, but play it off as like a sort of a joke, so it becomes off as like less overt, right? It's like they're uncomfortable and everything because she's like simulating fellatio under the table, but she's not really doing it. And like, at the end they're just like, oh, we're just fucking with you. And it's like, oh, okay. Crips in the house.
What a hoot. Those two are a hoot.
But yeah, they get real drunk, and they're having like a boisterous evening, and they go to settle the check, and Bjorn's like, oh, hey, why don't you let us sort of like chip in on this, you know what I mean? Even though, they had invited them out to dinner. So I think they were thinking, oh, we'll cover the thing. But, and then Patrick just is sitting there with like his hands in his pockets while Bjorn hands him the thing. And he's like, he just basically like manipulating for the dinner. And he says, sort of like as a question, like, oh, we got this. And he's like, oh, thanks so much. That's so kind of you. And he just like makes him pay. Yeah, pretty funny.
Like he had that figured that he was going to make him pay anyway.
I've known people like that. Not if you're the one paying the bill. I don't think it's so funny.
Let me check.
Yeah.
Let me check from my wallet.
Yeah. I don't know what would make me more uncomfortable, the bill or the sexuality.
Yeah. Part of the sexuality. I'll pay that damn bill and get out.
It's kind of the same thing. It's just like a total disregard for their for them as like individuals and humans, right? It's just like they're basically like, oh, what, this is like just animals in the room. We don't like really even recognize them as humans at this point. Sort of how I took it when they were like,
they're testing their boundaries. They're seeing, to me, this is sort of, to me, like they're testing their boundaries. They're trying to figure out, okay, how far can we push you? And they never fight back. Every time, this is like a test, and every time they give the test, they fail it even harder than the last one. Because, I mean, wouldn't you guys like, yeah, you want to be polite. You don't want to be fucking savages. But like, I think most of us would be like, okay, enough. And like, okay, I'll pay for it, but are you going to pay me back? Kind of thing. I think most people would kind of start putting their foot down at these sort of circumstances.
I think, especially on the ride home where I would have like, I mean, the dude was drunk, right? Obviously drunk and obviously swinging,
rocking out.
And like, I think, I mean, definitely would have not gotten in that car, or I would have like, made him not drive that car. But they just roll with it, and he puts on some very loud music, and she is like asking him like, hey, can you just turn it down a little bit? And he's rocking out, ignoring her completely. And then Bjorn says, hey, turn it down. And then she sort of blows up. I mean, to her credit, she does, sort of lay it down her foot and say, like, turn the fucking music down, right? And they sort of like,
good for her.
They sort of relent a bit, but then basically just say fuck you and do it again. But yeah, I mean, these are all like bad signs and rubbing them the wrong way. And ultimately, yeah, they make it home, but the stage is set for them to be pretty unhappy with how this is all going down. But they get back and, they're laying in bed. Agnes, turns out they were okay. There's nothing funky that happens. And they like are just, I guess this is where she goes into the shower. She says, I'm going to take a shower. And Patrick comes in and brushes his teeth while he's like naked in the shower. Right. So again, this is like, just sort of like, disregarding any boundaries they may have had.
He's showing who's in control. Like, I have control over you.
Yeah.
I have power over you.
Yeah, and and she's just like sort of rolling with it, I guess. But then when she gets back, they just start getting it on.
Deer in headlights. Could it be more like she's a deer in headlights? She's just so freaked out that she can't really do anything.
No, I think in the shower, absolutely.
Sorry.
I think throughout like the whole thing, there's like people talk about like fight or flight, but then there's also freeze, right? Certain people.
Yeah,
freeze.
she totally froze up. I would have been, excuse me.
Yeah.
Get the F out of here.
But
I probably would have froze. I probably honestly would have froze.
It's got some shampoo bottles.
And I mean, it was textured glass, so you can't really see too much,
It's like scrambled.
Yeah. So maybe she's just standing there and just sort of like, oh, whatever, But yeah, it's foreboding and it's uncomfortable, and it's another red flag that they should definitely be noticing. And it does rub her the wrong way, but she ends up, sort of messing around with Bjorn, and they're having sex. They look over and Patrick's like staring in the window watching them. Meanwhile, Agnes is like not.
But the husband doesn't say anything. He doesn't say, "Yo, fucker, get out of the window." Excuse us. Nothing. Go to the door, buck naked. What is your freaking problem?
I talked to Marty about this because I asked him, what would we do?
Oh, I would have threw a fit.
Exactly, because I asked Marty about that. I already knew the answer, but I asked him, and I'm like, "What would you do?" And he's like, "I would put something over you, and I'd get up and I'd beat somebody's ass."
Why? You've seen it already. I'm coming out.
I'm coming out there. And I think most guys would be like that. Yeah.
But maybe Bjorn's just into this shit. Maybe Bjorn's into it, man. Maybe he's just like.
Well, I know, but I don't think he is. Look at this face. Look at his face. I don't kink shame. If that's your thing, that's fine. But he looks as uncomfortable too. And like the fact that she doesn't know about it, and that's kind of a violation on his wife because she doesn't know they're being watched, and he does.
Right.
Like you wouldn't get up on a guy and go, "Hey, fucker," like, or would you be like, be a little more diplomatic?
Yo, rock on, brother. Look at him.
I'm not sure exactly what I can't imagine myself being in that position. Like I'm trying to imagine a bedroom that has a window to the hallway. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird.
I had a house had a window in the shower.
But no, I would definitely say, dude, get the fuck out of here. Basically, I don't know that I would beat anyone's ass per se, but I'm not a big tough guy. But I would definitely, let it be known that I'm.
See you be like, what the fuck, dude? Throw something at the window. Throw a shoe or something.
Invite him in for a seat in the cuck chair. Either way, I don't know. But yeah.
My daughter sends me those videos. Look, Mom, here's another one. And it's like, look, there's a couch now. There's a bathtub, a cup tub.
But
She
yeah,
cracks.
this is where Agnes is crying out like, "Mom, I want to come lay in bed with you," and they sort of ignore her because they're fucking, which
Right.
makes a certain amount of sense. And
Go back to bed. Jesus.
basically, she gives up, but then the mom later goes and she sees that her little tiny bed on the floor is empty, and that she's sleeping in the bed with Patrick and Karen. And you can see Patrick's like completely naked. And yeah, this is like a big problem, you know. And she,
To say the least.
but she does like say, "Look, this is the final straw. We're getting out of here. This, I'm not digging it."
A little headlock there.
And so in her defense, she does end up like packing the family up and saying, "We're getting the fuck out of here."
Yes.
And they do in the middle of the night without saying goodbye to anyone.
Yes.
And of course, Agnes forgets Ninus the bunny, and the dad for some unknown reason is like, "Yeah, okay, we'll just go back in," and like, it's sort of like a call back to his heroic nature from his first outing with the bunny, where he gets called like a hero and gets Patrick's respect. So, but at the same time, it's like so completely fucking awkward and weird. Like, I don't have kids, but I imagine like there comes a point where you say, "Sorry, lady."
This would be that point.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you're just
very much so.
In your mind, I'd be thinking,
so
like,
I don't murder them. We must leave now.
In my mind, I'd be thinking like, okay,
exactly.
She's going to lose the bunny for good at some fucking point. Why not make it this point? Right? Like, I don't want to go back to this place where I left in the middle of the night. But he does, and they're sitting out in the car, and Agnes goes, "Oh, look, it's right here at my fucking feet." So she never forgot the bunny at all. She just like on the floor. It's like, what the fuck? And the mom's like, "God damn it." And she goes in, and like Patrick and Bjorn are having a conversation. It's a pretty awkward conversation, right? It's like, well, no, and what's happening here? Why are you leaving in the middle of the night without saying goodbye? And
because you're weird, bitches.
He's sort of playing.
Rude.
Yeah, he's sort of like playing against their sort of like polite nature and everything, and like, oh, I can't, this is abhorrent to me. I can't. I'm so like embarrassed. I don't know what's going on. Blah blah blah. And they're trying to explain it. And Bjorn's just like, it's just, there's a lot of things. The bed, the bed's kind of small. And like,
it's like literally a blanket folded up on the floor.
Yeah, I think he was talking about his bed. But yeah. He asked Louise for help, and she basically breaks it down and says like, "Look, here's all the shit. You're sleeping naked with my daughter in bed. I'm a fucking vegetarian. You're not respecting shit." So, to her, I mean, of the two, she is definitely the one who's like the most willing, less polite. But
yeah.
Ultimately, they both are like, Karen comes in and she's like, "What's going on?" She's trying to, she's saying like, "Look, I'm sorry, we don't have a luxurious like estate here. Yeah, we have small beds. I apologize for that. It's the best we could do," or whatever. And so they sort of guilt them into staying. What did you guys think of this scene in particular, where they're sort of having their confrontation? Jen, what do you
think? They're being suckers.
It's the most gaslighting. It's the most gaslighting scene of the movie. It is. I mean, they're being gaslit. about, dude, you were naked with my daughter. Dude, you looked at my wife in the shower. Dude, you were watching us have sex. That's pretty fucked up. And yet they can kind of get it around these people like, oh no, you guys are just snobs, when it had nothing to do with it. It is master manipulation. And like, as the audience, we're screaming out like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? But I've seen guys who can do this line of bullshit. And if they're pretty, he got a silver tongue, they can do it. And this is kind of the reflection and the end result of what happens. But yeah, they don't put up, dude, you're looking at my wife naked, you know, you're with my kid naked. A lot of naked problems in this movie, if you think about it.
Keep clothes on there.
A lot of boundaries being crossed. I think gaslighting is accurate. They basically like convince them to stay. And Patrick, you know, he does have a sort of that silver tongue. He's got a way about him that is like, you know, he's pretty like charming guy or
like
whatever.
A lawyer.
Yeah.
Can turn things around.
Except, you know, he doesn't believe in work. So, but I can't blame him for that part.
Yeah, well.
But, yeah, they decide to stay, and he's like, "Oh, you know, this is going to be a really good day," and so him and Bjorn basically they go out to have like some man time, right? Some like masculine bonding moments, and again, Patrick is showing his soft, sensitive, charming side when he's talking about how like the music is like, oh, it's the voice of an angel, and he's singing along, and like. You know, he's basically just like completely, you know, in a friendly way, seducing Bjorn into being his like his friend or whatever, right? And let down his walls, and Bjorn does let down his walls.
Yeah, his patsy, basically.
Yeah, and he's like, you know, I know exactly what you mean when you're talking about like this thing inside that's kind of like coarse and mean and like, you know, but you kind of like it. And he's like talking about how disappointed he is with his own life and shit. Yeah, how did you guys feel about this scene? It's sort of like bonding moment. If you know,
it's kind of nice for them, but he's still strange as shit. You know, something's about to happen.
Yeah,
but it's nice that they have a moment, and he finally has his friend again. But yeah, you know, he's a strange fella.
It's like a weird moment too, because like they have this like moment where they're like, okay, well, we're just gonna embrace this thing that we feel, and they're actually at the rock quarry that comes up later, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
and
right.
They're sitting there and they're just yelling. They're like primal screams or whatever.
Primal screaming.
But like rather than Bjorn actually having like this revelation or anything, he just sort of like has this experience, but goes right back to being little timid, polite Bjorn, right? Because like if he truly had like a revelation here, then this is the moment where he would like learn that he's got to be putting his foot down and shit, and like, you know, embracing that inner part that's not super polite, but is like sort of self-serving and like, you know. But ultimately he doesn't.
The savage, even savage.
But they do have that moment, and they do bond.
He doesn't.
And they're like, you know, getting drunk in the pool, and they're like, you know, now they're all like bonded and everything. But yeah, it's an interesting comic that Patrick like keeps like crossing boundaries and pissing him off, but then smoothing things over and gaslighting him, and like you know, again, like doing his little love bombing thing, and like completely manipulating him. And I guess he is pretty good, masterful at that. I mean, he's done it so many times, right? We find out, but
old hat at this point.
Yeah.
And also he wants to be what Patrick is. That's the other big thing, is he wants to be what Patrick is. And he's, you know, he's oh, I want to be this, but he knows this isn't who he is. But he can kind of vicariously live through Patrick. And so he's like, he's the man, he's cool. And we've seen those kind of relationships sometimes where you want to be friends with somebody that you would like to have more of those characteristics yourself.
Yeah. yeah, it's a shame that he didn't like embrace more of his inner savage or whatever. But
Sooner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sooner. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
even like
Yeah.
at all. I mean, you know, he
Yeah.
never really like puts up enough
He really
resistance.
never
And yeah, I mean, imagine they could have avoided everything that's to come very shortly had they just like said, "Fuck your bunny, lady."
Fuck your bunny. That's the name of the episode. Fuck your bunny.
That's what it would have been. Yeah. But they go back and Agnes and
Goddamn bunny.
Agnes and Abel have like a dance routine that they worked out. And so like they're like, oh yeah, we'll do that after dinner or whatever. All the way throughout dinner, like you can see Karen is now taking on this whole new like motherly role towards Agnes, right? This is like like a foregone thing now at this point. She's Agnes's mom in her mind, I think. And she just keeps like correcting her and don't chew with your mouth full and like blah 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 and don't do this and no, that's the wrong one. And you can see Louise gets like pissed about it, but doesn't really do anything to like stop it or whatever, you know.
Do anything.
And yeah, this is the beginning of the end. You can see like they're just basically the Patrick and Karen are basically like, okay, we got them on the hook, you know. And Abel and Agnes are do their dance routine, and now things are going to get really, really, really uncomfortable. What did you guys think of this dance routine scene?
Poor kids. They're just trying to be little kids.
The hardest scene in the movie.
Yeah, it's a hard scene.
Yeah.
With him being so rough, and then he's like, do it over. Do it again. Like you said, he throws the shit at him. It's just abusive. I'd be doing the same thing. Like, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they do finally say some stuff. Sorry, what were you saying, Jeff?
Sorry, it's a stupid
lag.
No.
I apologize. I was just gonna say stupid lag. The thing that this is the part where it just broke me. Like, I've watched a lot of fucked up shit, but that part with him doing that to the kid when they're trying to do that, I just like emotionally broke. And like, I literally wanted to go through the screen, hug this little boy, and scream at this asshole, don't you dare talk to this with you. We would have left, but I would have taken that kid with me. I was just heartbroken. It just that scene just really, it fucking traumatized me. Yeah, that's like, I wanted to go to the screen, and I like dark shit, but that was one time I was like, no, we're no. And I got really pissed at I was more pissed at the main characters than I was at the other couple.
Yeah, and they
I'm so
do.
Sorry for this lag.
That's all right. And they do raise concerns. They're like, dude, he's just a kid, you know, like they're just doing kid shit. Like, don't get, you know, and they're saying
my kids would do the same thing. They would be like, what the hell are you screaming at us for? Do it again. Get it right this time.
So in their defense, yeah, they are
but
like
they didn't
sort
do
of
enough. Like, I would have been yelling and screaming.
No, they didn't do enough. But you know, they're showing a little bit of fight, at least a little bit, you know, or at least they're not so polite that they're just like gonna let them.
A little too late for them.
It is too little, and it is also too late. Yeah. In Patrick's defense, Abel was doing a pretty shitty job with that dance.
Put your heart into it.
Did that give it a pass?
Yeah. But I think yeah, it was definitely uncomfortable, and he also does try to like say like, yes, you know, he's doing his best, but you know, if he doesn't do his best, then like blah blah blah, and he's like still trying to sort of gaslight him a little bit, and ultimately like completely. I mean, this is the scene where he does take their gift cup and like throw it break it against the wall. But yeah, they're basically like upset about everything, but yeah, they don't intervene enough. Like for
You said it was a Little Mermaid cup?
Yeah, it had a mermaid on it. I don't know.
Well, she couldn't. She had her voice taken away, right?
Yeah.
And that's like, is that supposed to mean something? Like the little boy doesn't have his voice. Little Mermaid doesn't have her voice. Oh.
I haven't actually seen The Little Mermaid. I don't know.
Spoiler.
I don't think it was a Disney Little Mermaid thing. I think it was like a Denmark mermaid. Something I understand.
Yeah, it was
about
for the culture.
But yeah, they're basically you know, laying around in bed, and they're like, oh, this is like, I don't know, we got to get out of here and blah blah blah. And they hear Abel sort of crying, and then like finally he stops, and Bjorn is like investigating. He finds like the little shed or whatever, and he goes in there and he sees all the pictures of all these couples and Patrick and Karen with all these different kids, and
they all have a different kid with their head down. Yeah,
they all have different kids. And they see like a bunch of luggage, and so it's like a sort of like a Wolf Creek situation, you know, just like all this like stuff.
Yeah, very much so.
And yeah, he sees Abel drowned in the pool. Pretty brutal for a movie. You usually don't see like, you know.
I was not expecting that shit. I was like, what?
And so I guess now the gears are really rolling.
I liked it. Not that I liked the kid getting drowned, but I liked how far it went. I liked the balls this movie had.
I agree. And they did it in a way that was like unnerving and disturbing, but not overt in your face or anything. Like they didn't show him like killing the kid or like, you know.
No, he's just floating.
Yeah, it's just he sees the aftermath.
Oh, I think he hears him scream.
Yeah.
Well, no, he heard him not scream.
Oh, he went like, you know.
But he basically like, yeah. But I mean, you know, there's no indication that anything that extreme happened to Abel, you know, until he sees him, and then he pieces it all together, and it's like a big problem. And he goes upstairs to collect the family, but he doesn't tell them shit. He just is like, okay, we're getting out of here, blah. And yeah, doesn't tell them anything. Just gets them in the car. And I don't know, maybe that's a choice that a lot of people would make. They don't want to like freak out the family. They just want to get out of there and then deal with it later.
Your wife. Just tell your wife. Abel's dead.
But they do successfully get in the car, and they do start to drive away, but he notices his fuel gauge is on low. And yeah, he basically they're sort of making their getaway.
Of course.
Yeah, of course, right? And then like he notices that he's now being basically followed, and pulls off the road and gets the car stuck like in this like rough terrain, and is completely fucked at this point, really. But he sees Patrick like drive by anyway.
Yeah.
And so they're basically, he's like, okay, I'm gonna go find help, and he goes to some house where no one helps him. And when he gets back,
what the hell was at that house? Was it like nobody was home, or what the heck?
Yeah, it's just like nobody there.
Farm.
Yeah, just like nobody there to help. They don't have to, but they get back, and
he told them stay in the car.
And they stayed in a car, so there's that. But yeah, they basically like he gets back in Patrick's car, and Patrick's like, "Oh, hey Bjorn, thanks for the call." Like playing it off, trying, this final like moment of him, like, playing on his, like, whatever passivity, like play along and nothing will happen or blah blah blah. And they get in the car and things happen. What did you guys think of this sort of like their exodus from their
things happen.
Yeah.
Oh, like when he went to go and he stopped the car and went pee? You mean that? Yeah, I would have been gone.
I mean, that's the least of their issues. There's been a child murder at this point. Like, I don't care.
His wife and his kid are in the back seat, and it wasn't his wife in the like, why didn't she like boom? And I take the car. He's outside peeing. I'll just run his ass over, put in gear.
Perhaps he should have.
You could have. Yeah, you could have. But this isn't who they are. This is they are literally lambs to the slaughter. They are literally willing, quietly, like sheep going to the lands of the slaughter. And again, and it's fine for them, but they have a kid and they know what happens, and they know Agnes is going to fulfill Abel's role now. And like, okay, don't care about yourselves, but try to save your kid.
Yeah. I mean,
it'll definitely be kung fu fighting.
That's what really angers me the most.
They're well beyond like polite stuff. I think at this point it's like fight or flight, and at this point there's like another car, and basically like some dude comes by and like grabs.
Isn't it the babysitter?
The babysitter. So it's like they have some kind of weird ring here happening, and he restrains Louise, and Bjorn is like, okay, finally I'm gonna like basically touch this dude's back or something. He doesn't really do shit, but he gets his ass kicked. And
one punch to the face, boosh.
Yeah, and like I felt like this time when I was watching it, and Karen, like, I didn't give her too much, but this time when I was watching it, and she was just like, yes you will do this, and she was like, it was like unnerving. But yeah, ultimately they restrain Louise and they cut Agnes's tongue off with scissors. What do you guys think about
that? Nightmare.
Jesus Christ.
And they take her away.
As a mother, you fight, you break, you scratch, you do whatever. If you stop, when you see your kid's tongue being cut out, you do whatever the fuck you have to do. I don't care how timid or how fucking impolite you are. You fight for your kid. And it's just so fucking horrific.
Goddamn right.
Got that far and it didn't have to. See, that the thing that, and I've heard this particular. No, it wouldn't have. I've heard this particular like theory that said that like had they just fought back at an earlier time, they probably would have let him go. Like they were, it's a big test, and they failed at it every time. And they basically psychological profile. Okay, these are going to be lambs, and that's kind of what I think they did. But again, it's one thing with your own lives and even your husband or partner, but with your kids, you don't play when it's your kids. You might die, but you get your kid out of it.
My kids are my husband. Yeah, you better not fool.
Or you die. Or you die trying. Like you die trying. Like, okay, like this is clearly going the wrong way, and like there's no reason why you would just give up. I think this is a lot of people off when they're watching this, like, because you're like watching a couple and their kid get abused. You're just like, kind of the whole point, right, of the film,
right? Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and at that point,
you let us, literally.
Yeah.
You let us. Yeah, why? That's right.
Thembo saying, chills. Oops, I agree. Like, it's pretty rough. You don't see like violence against children too often. I remember watching like the 2017 remake, going like, hey, that's pretty ballsy. They like Georgie's arm off and some shit. And this is like just chilling, right? Like,
Very much so. Although I did get a thing because when I first watched this movie, I turned to Velvet and I go, "This is why it's called Speak No Evil. The kid ain't got no tongue," and I was so delighted.
It's
I was
not
like, "Oh, that's so
hush.
cute."
It's hush.
that is true. And also because they held their tongue right throughout this whole experience, like they were like so
True.
polite and like, you know,
They were speaking no evil. They were being
their own
polite and
detriment,
nice.
yeah, they were like holding their tongues throughout this as well. Implicit in that. But yeah, and then basically Agnes is gone, and now it's just them cruising along, and they're totally like just reserved, or they're totally just like giving up at this point, I guess. Yeah, it's not super relatable, but I think this is what makes it satire, is that it goes to like this level, this extreme. You know, like if it was like, I feel like in the Thumbo was saying like he has not seen the American version, but in the American version, it doesn't play out this way.
No.
And because of that, like it doesn't go, it just doesn't have the same teeth. And, you know,
I like them both though.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
I like James McAvoy though. That's why. Right.
It doesn't succeed with the same level. Like the satire is not as good because it just doesn't push it as far. You know, in a vacuum, without any previous movie, if you're not comparing it to anything,
I would agree with that. I think that the very one.
But yeah, they just get driven to the fucking quarry where Bjorn had his like man moment, his primal screaming, and we've established that no one can hear shit. And they just take their clothes off and get stoned to death, you know, just totally like
stoned.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. It's a pretty brutal way to kill them as well. Like it's also like not like an easy way. It's like
it's a slow way to die. It's not a quick way to die. It's a you have to,
and you got to work for it, right? You got to work.
Each one of those piles in the quarry was a person. Each one of the big piles of rocks was a person. So they would just bury them up with rocks after they're done killing them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. They just complicit in their own death to the end. And then of course we smash cut to like
I still really love this movie.
It's a good movie. And it will sit with you for a while, you know. I mean, we basically now we've got Agnes sort of playing Abel's role, and she's holding her little bunny, so she still has the bunny at least, right? At least that bunny is fucking coming in handy now.
Happy ending.
Yeah, it's a happy ending.
Question. Yes, together again.
And the cycle continues. Yeah. But yeah,
exactly. It usually does.
Yeah. Overall, really good movie. Let's see. Dylan's saying, if you feel unsafe or even uncomfortable, don't be afraid to be rude to get yourself out. Yeah. I mean, you also don't even have to be rude to get yourself out. You can be.
You just say.
Can be a sort of
good advice.
Unless they're pushing it, then you.
I mean. Yeah, I think
like, give one of them.
I think like I mean, I feel like you can speak up for yourself without being like a rude and super passive. You can like, you know, you can assert yourself in a way that, you know, maybe it's an art form that those two have.
No means no.
Unless you're yelling at a kid. Unless you're yelling at a kid.
Yeah.
Then the gloves come off.
I think like but I think honestly, this was, I think, because of Abel's reaction, where he's just sitting there in front of everyone, clearly crying, and it's just like really bad for him. But the first instance where he like physically like picked him up and like pulled him over and like was like, you know, sort of manhandling him, that was a little more overt, really. This one, but I think I think the second one, sort of resonates harder because of Abel's reaction, basically. And it's prolonged too.
And also just psychologically, like, you know, being rough with somebody's one thing. Being rough with someone is one thing, but like the words he's using, and you know, I mean, he's just making the kid feel like dirt, and that can stay with you for the rest of your life. Granted, you're not in most kids aren't in this kind of situation, but it can still fuck with your head.
And also, granted, Abel's a shitty dancer. No, I'm just yeah, I agree.
Poor kid.
Yeah. But yeah, so overall, I know like I know how Jen feels about this. Mary, how do you rate this?
It's 7.5, like a 8, right up in there. I think you're probably like 8.5, 9.
Very cool.
Yeah, you guys are probably way up there. I don't know. I try to not go too high because I know there's gonna be others that are gonna be like super awesome too.
Yeah. Jen, how do you rate this movie?
A 10 for me. This is one of my darlings. When it came out that year, I could not shut up about. I think I drove everybody nuts because I was going, oh my! The movie, I couldn't get the movie's dick out of my mouth. I was that in love with it, and I still am. It still fucking holds up. And again, for me, it's because it traumatized me. Like, and that sounds like such a pussy way to say it, but when he was yelling at that kid, I've never wanted so hard to go through a screen and just fucking slug. I would have gotten me and Marty killed had we been in this situation. I would have been like, you son of a bitch. I would have been getting a knife or something.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm
bad when Marty's the voice of reason.
Yes, always.
Yeah, I think like I would
no problem.
I would give this one it's a solid 9. It's like a super effective movie. You know, it's like and it sits with you after a while. So I think it works on a lot of different levels. It's
like 7.5 for me to an 8.
Yeah. It's like it's pretty
right up there though. But then there's parts it's like
my understanding is that this was this director's debut as a director, and that he's normally an actor.
Oh.
Yeah,
which I found interesting.
He's made a couple other films that I need to see. Yeah, and I think he wrote it with his brother as well. I think he wrote it with his brother, which I thought was kind of neat.
Yeah, I remember I watched this one like I think it was the night it came out on Shudder. I didn't really hear anything about it or anything, and I just was like, "This, oh, okay, let's watch it. Let's give it a try," and it was really good.
I watched the other one when it was on Hulu, and then now it's not on Hulu. I was getting frustrated.
I just watched the other one the last month.
Did you?
Yeah, I hadn't seen it before, and like I said, you know, that one, it was in a vacuum pretty decent. Sort of like you know, had its own thing, but yeah, it's sort of like the ending is so the opposite that it just doesn't work the same way.
It's like totally two different movies.
All right, so the Jen, you're picking the next movie, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you guys are going, oh, for God's sake. Hopefully I picked a good one. Since we are kind of we'll be in August, which will, kind of the end of the summer months. I thought we'd do a werewolf movie, and this is an IFC movie, and it's from 2018, and it's called The Wildling, and it has Brad Dourif in it. He's not a big part of the movie, but the time he makes it is pretty fucking awesome. I thought it'd just be a fun movie. It's nothing great, but it's a fun one. This is a fun one. I thought it'd be a good way to close out summer.
I think I might own this one.
I got a media book of it. It's got
Yeah, cool.
Liv Tyler, right, as well.
So you've seen it.
Yeah, but
Yep.
I liked it.
Yep, it is.
Yeah,
I thought
sweet.
it'd just be fun. Something since this one was kind of heavy.
Nice.
All right, so the Wildling it is.
Whatever the last Sunday of last August is, that'll be us.
That
I
will
don't have
be
a calendar.
all right, well, I think that's it. I got to get to the
whatever would be good for you guys for the date. And Patrick.
Yes.
Should be the last week of August.
Sorry.
Yep, last Sunday there.
Okay.
Dylan
Last Sunday of
sent
August. Okay.
Chef Kiss to the Wildling. All right, sounds good. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us, and we'll see you again at the end of the month on Jen's channel.
Yay.
All right, so until next time, thanks so much for watching, everybody, and goodbye, Mothra.
Very cool.
Now-
Thank you.
now